Friends, hello. I hope you are well. Let's talk about two stocks in particular here right now. Let's go right into SoFi. So look at little baby SoFi. It wants $11. Look at it. It's trying. It's begging for $11. And we know what? We're going to give you $11 here, SoFi. The question is, when are we going to do that? It could be this week. And here's the thing right now with this whole stock market situation. There's a part of me that's going, sell everything, run, get out, head for the freaking hills. It is way too good. It's way too high. You're in a nightmare. It's not reality. It can't be this good. There's a part of me that's yelling that in the background. I have to be completely honest with you because, obviously we like good numbers. We like big numbers. We like all this stuff. And there's much to be happy about right now with the stock market. But not only that, with particular stocks like SoFi. But there are things in the background with job reports, inflation, CPE reports, just stuff like that that the stock market usually doesn't like. But what is the stock market doing? The stock market's going, I don't care about any of that. I'm just walking. I'm just going. I don't care. The election's in 2 weeks. I don't care. So right now, we're just in this place of things are just going so high. And right now, too, we have SoFi about to release their quarterlies. This is happening very soon. Now, obviously, I don't want to sound like a broken record. I don't want to go too much into this. And I'm going to talk about Trump media here, too. But, trying to talk about SoFi first because I think that's maybe what people want to hear more of right now. I don't know, but I'm talking about it. Here I go. So SoFi is back in COVID numbers. That's where SoFi is. SoFi hasn't been this level since 2022. We have not seen SoFi at this high of $10 here, almost going into $11 since 2022. So that's pretty big here. I mean, we were still wearing masks back then. I think we were. Some people are. But I think, that was the general thing back then. And that was a whole different market. That was a whole different situation. We were begging for rate cuts then. We were, it wasn't that great then. And that was a time where we were just watching SoFi just drown. It was just drowning. And since then, a lot of amazing things have happened with SoFi. But most of those amazing things have happened here in the past, 40, 50 days with SoFi. So SoFi right now is trying to get to this $11 mark. It's got the volume, it's got the gas, it's got the hype, it's got the zeitgeist around it. It's moving. It wants to go. It is pushing. And right now we're not seeing massive sell-off with SoFi. It's just what we're seeing with sell-off. It's a healthy sell-off. It's not like, oh my God, we're sinking. I'm going to be honest here. I was expecting to see SoFi go back down to like a 950. And that's still in the realm. I think that's still possible. Very much so. All stocks, they have a run, but they also have a mass sell-off day too. So I don't think a high $9 is, not on the table at this point. I just think that it's going to be a little harder to get there with all of this going on with SoFi. Not to mention all this is lined up at the same time. We've got quarterlies here, just days. What else do we have? We have the election, just days away. So all of this stuff is just lining up to just like keep pushing the gas pedal down on SoFi. And honestly, this is a very light growth here since we got into this $10 space. Now, SoFi, when we first got into this $10 mark and went to around $10.46, now we're at this almost $10.60. So we are very close to $11. And like I said, we have not seen $11 since, more than 2 years ago at this point. So this is huge. This is confirmation that, okay, the ball's rolling. We're going here. This is making people breathe a little easier. Even if we do see SoFi sell off to a high $9 range, it's like, okay. I feel good about this. We're not seeing $8 anymore. We're definitely not going to see $7 anymore. So I can breathe. I feel good about putting money into SoFi. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's gonna these rate cuts are really gonna start to affect it. This $2 billion deal that it just got. This quarterly that we're about to see. Is it gonna be a face melting quarterly, or is it just gonna be we're still on the right track? quarterly. I think we'll take either one at this point, because we still know SoFi is going to do fine. So this is the situation of, walking into this road of the teens here with SoFi. And, we've seen the CEO now. I mean, he's becoming, I don't know if I'd say he's the new, well, I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't say he's the new Alex Karp, because, Alex is just our sweet, lovable new favorite CEO out there with Palantir, but, and obviously two very much different companies right now. But one thing that you will notice, the more you get into a company and you fall in love with it, you're going to really start to hone in on what the CEO is saying. Well, who are they? What are they doing? What do they, believe in with the company? And it's so important. I've said this before, but I get very spooked when if I'm going to invest my money into a company and there's really no interviews, there's no updated interviews of the CEO. That scares me. I don't like that. I don't like when you have a company that doesn't have a CEO that talks, or a company that is just constantly changing out their CEOs. I don't like that. That's one reason I got out of Nano Dimension. I was like, this is insane. I don't even work for the company. I'm not even in the boardroom, but I can imagine the chaos with what's going on in there. So we're not seeing that in SoFi. SoFi is very solid right now. It's got a CEO that's focused in with SoFi. He's very attached to SoFi. He loves SoFi. I'm not seeing this guy going anywhere anytime soon. So Anthony, you're doing great. We love you, man. Keep up the hard work. So friends, like I said, I don't want to talk too much about SoFi. I've talked about SoFi so much. SoFi is doing great. SoFi is doing everything it's supposed to be doing. It is reacting how it's supposed to react. It's going up at a nice slow rate. I don't like when things like shoot up crazy. I don't like it, because usually it means it's going to fall apart very fast too. But with SoFi moving up the way it is right now, it has things backing it up. It has the rate cuts. It has the $2 billion deal that came out of nowhere. Don't forget about the credit card deal that just came out, probably like 3 weeks ago at this point. Don't forget about that situation. So that's there too. That's going to be we're going to start to see that in 2025 on the reports here. And two, with that, we're about to go on these quarterly. So there's just a lot of good news right now with SoFi, and it's a job well earned for investors that have sat here and bled and wept and cried with SoFi and been like, God, I was one of them. I was like, God, what the fuck? I had plenty of days like that where I was like, it should be moving. It's undervalued. Why is it not moving? I had plenty of those days, trust me. All right, let's go right into DJT Trump Media. This stock is reacting exactly like we said it was. Yesterday, I made a video about this stock, and I said, hey, it's going to $40. Well, since then, it's moved almost $5 just from last night when I said that. So if you bought in last night at $30, or I think it was like 29. Anyway, it was pretty low, like right at 30, 29, 30, somewhere right there. So if you bought in, you're moving already. You're in the green. So congratulations on that. But I still don't think the party's over here. I still don't think it's over. And honestly, from the conversation as I go forward here, it's going to be biased. And I'm not trying to say anything against Trump, Kamala, whatever. I'm reading what you can all read this. You have Google, look it up. It's there. I'm just doing the work here. It's all it is. So generally, most of the polls right now, they're Democrat owned. Okay, so it's really hard to find polls right now that are not off sites that are owned by Democrat ran businesses. Okay, I realize that some people may find that offensive. I'm not trying to be. That's just the reality of it. Obviously, looking at those sites compared to like Fox News, they're very different polls. But generally, in most of these polls that you're just going to randomly look up, Kamala is beating Trump in those polls. Okay. Now, in the betting average, Trump is at 60% now. He's moved to 60%. That is huge. That is huge. And those are the kind of numbers we saw back in 2016, that Trump was he was being annihilated in the polls by Hillary. The betting average, he was destroying Hillary. So I'm not saying that's going to make him win the election. I'm just saying that's the real positive news right now. And, I dare say Trump has a lot of lot more. His face is out there right now more than Kamala's. Her face really isn't out there. She's not really. The problem with her campaign right now is that here goes the bias talk. I'm just out the window. The problem with it, what I'm seeing, even like someone who would be supporting her, I think you have to admit this. Like, she's not really doing dangerous interviews. She did the Fox News one, and people walked away from that one with different feelings, obviously. But she's not really doing just she's not like doing any podcast right now. She's very much pick and choosing, and majority of them are just kind of just the same speech over and over. Trump is a little more, he hasn't gone on CNN yet or anything, and obviously if he does, they're gonna rip him apart. But he's doing rallies every night. He's doing multiple interviews. I mean, the dude, I don't know when he sleeps. He's constantly going. So for that, his face is out there more. His face is out there more, and he knows what he's doing. This is what he does, like 2-3 weeks up until the election. I mean, he is just like, he just wants his face out there, and that's what you're seeing. So it puts him out there more. So with Trump media right now, it's moving. Now, is this stock going to go to $40? Yeah, and the reason I said all that is because to let you know that this Trump media situation, you've got 2 weeks guaranteed. Up until this election, you've got 2 weeks to buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Make your money, do what you want with it. Okay? And you're probably going to be in the safe zone. I would be honest, if you're buying this above $40, that's the danger zone. We've seen this stock play from $45 to $50. We saw that a good bit over the summer. We saw that. Now, can it do that again? Sure, it can do that again. I wouldn't be shocked if it did. I would not be shocked by Friday if the stock was at $45. Is it going to do that? I had no freaking idea. I wish I did, because I would take out a mortgage and put it in it. The problem is with this stock is it responds to news for good or bad. So if something terrible comes out here about Trump, the stock is going, if like, say the media puts out a story and, it gets picked up in mass reports and it says like, we have proof that Trump is losing the election, he's going to lose Pennsylvania, it would probably damage the stock a little bit. It would probably put some hurt on it. Now, the complete opposite, something positive happens here with Trump, as things are looking right now with Trump, very positive. It's going to move the stock more. It's going to move it. Now, the stock, obviously, the situation as last week when the stock was trying to get to like a high 30 zone, they halted it. They halted the stock. So be very aware of that. You're dealing with a very dangerous stock that has 2 weeks maybe to survive, but you're also dealing with a stock that's being watched. It's being watched. They don't want it to run. They don't want you making money off of it. They don't want you putting money in. They don't want me talking about it. They don't want it. Okay, we know who they are. They don't want. So here's the situation, and here come for everybody that's like a huge Trump guy person. They love him. They're like, and I know people like this. I've seen in the comments where people are like, I'm buying this stock. I'm buying Trump media for the long term. I love Trump, and I'm going to buy this stuff and hold it for years. That might not be the smartest thing to do. I'm going to be completely honest with you as friend to friend, investor to investor. This stock, this company may die in 2 weeks. If Trump does not win this election, Trump media here, bye-bye. It is going to be gone with the wind, because here's what's going to happen. A of all, Trump is going to disappear into Trump world, and he's not going to run for president again. There's no way it's going to happen. Even if he does, they're going to do what they did this whole time. They're going to come after him, all that kind of stuff. It'll never happen again. This is one and done. Yeah, done. This time, it's done. Second, what do you think, if Kamala wins, what do you think they're going to do with Trump media? Do you think they're just going to let it live out here? No, they're going to put lawsuits. They're going to take the company to court. Their free speech, it's done. It's done. They're going to come after it. They're going to demolish it. They're going to push it down to the ground. So what does that mean? First of all, if Trump doesn't win this election, your big people that are holding this, they're going to sell out immediately. As soon as they catch wind, the first sniff that comes out that Trump has lost the election, they are going to sell the stock. It is going to bleed down probably to $10 to $5. You can hold me to that and watch this video again in 2 weeks. I guarantee you, if Trump doesn't win, that's what's going to happen. I've been in this game way too long to know that's not going to happen. This is a FOMO play. There's a lot of money in FOMO. Just because I'm saying FOMO doesn't mean it's negative. There's a lot of money in FOMO. But here's the big but. Here's the big Las Vegas gamble right now. If you were buying in on this stock 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when it went down to $12, maybe you caught it $15. Maybe you caught it $20. Maybe you caught it $25. Maybe you caught it $30. If you're holding this and you're taking a gamble with just free capital, you're like, I don't care what happens to it. You're holding this until after election and Trump wins this election, then baby, oh baby, we're talking about some money. I don't know what this stock will run into, but I would not be shocked from numbers we've seen in the past for this stock to easily run to $60 to $80. Timeline on that, how long will that last? I don't know. It would be very interesting. And I say that because we've never seen anything like this. If somebody's telling you what they think's going to happen, well, I can tell you all day what I think's going to happen. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. We don't know. We've never seen somebody run for to be the president who is the face of this company, and you can invest in it. It's almost like it's not legal, but it's legal. It's a very weird situation. So I don't know. Like it could run to $100. It did that 4 years ago. It did that 4 years ago before it was even Trump Media. When people caught wind that this is what Trump Media was being adapted into this company before they merged together, it ran to $100. But it was very fast. I mean, it was like boom, one done, and then mass sell-off. The first week in November when this election is called, yeah, this thing could run hard. I think it's going to be at $40 to $45 here by Friday. If it doesn't get halted again, there's no reason for the stock to stop. It's not going to stop. It's not showing signs of pure weakness. If it didn't get halted last week, imagine where it would be. Where it's at right now is where they halted it last week. It would already be at $39 to $40 at this point. Back where it was over the summer. They don't want it to run. There's so much going against you in this stock. You have to understand that. So why am I saying all this? I'm not saying it to be mean or something against Trump. It has nothing to do with that. It's strictly, this is a FOMO play. Do not get emotional with this. Don't, for God's sakes, if you're buying this and if you didn't understand what I just said, if you're buying this and going like, well, I love Trump and I just want to support, that's great. But if there's profit to be made in the next 2 weeks, take your freaking money. Because even if Trump wins this election and this thing runs to $80, people are still going to take profit and they're going to take their money and run. I would not be surprised to see this thing by probably, Thanksgiving with a Trump win. This thing could bleed back down to like $30-$40. And then in January, it could go right back up to $80 again. That's a very realistic thing right there. If Trump wins, we've still got 3 months of big play in the stock. If he loses in 2 weeks from now, it's done. You'll never hear from it again. We had our fun this year, made our money, we're out, we're done. That's the logistic real issue thing right now. So friends, I hope some of that made sense. I have been watching this stock for 4 to 5 years. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I wish everyone the best of luck with it. I really do. I've been talking about it all year, and we're down at this point right now with it. And I encourage you, don't get caught in it. Don't get caught in this mess right now. Take profit where you need to. If you're putting money into this, you're like, I can't lose this money. Don't lose it. Take profit where there's profit and be happy with it. If Trump wins, you're still gonna have time to have some fun in the stock. But if he loses, and that's money that you need for Christmas, pay your bills, whatever, don't gamble it. Okay? It's a very dangerous situation. Do not be naive to the cutthroat nature of the stock market. Okay? Let that be your first lesson in this market. It does not care about your feelings. It does not care about your future. It is cutthroat. It will take everything from you. Okay? And this is a very dangerous situation. Very dangerous. it's dangerous because it's very lucrative too. And I'm talking to people that have been here with me all year with this stock. We've been chasing it, buying, selling. I've been watching people make a lot of money from this stock. And I'm so happy and encouraged by people that have done that. But in these final moments, if you're new to this and you don't understand what's going on here, like a buddy told you about this or something, be very careful. Be very careful how long you hold this. I'm going to shut up now. I wish all of you the best of luck. I'm excited about what's happening. I don't understand people that don't invest right now. We are in such the golden age right now. We are literally in like the gold mining age of investing. I feel like all these AI companies, these new just amazing companies, Sofi, look what you can do right now with DJT if you play it right. So much money to be made out here, it's insane. Bye bye.